Yo, what is going on YouTube? SimpLex here coming back at you guys today with another YouTube video. Damn, the fucking light is terrible fucking sun. Anyway, yeah, part 3 of SimpLex gaming career here. The final wrapping this up, going over what I have done in my gaming career. The links for part 1 and part 2 will be in the description below. Recapping quickly what I last touched on in part 2 was the whole thing with Recon. Letting me go and saying how they didn't feel that I was going to be able to help the org as they were going to be shutting down. And how I felt that after the whole Vanquish and Orbit scenario that I was left to basically climb the ladder all over again, which I had to actually. So at this point, I went back to XGN for a bit and did some management work for them, and then I did some management work for Farico, and then I just at that point school was my senior year was starting, and I said I'm just gonna have some fun with it. I don't really have time for Xbox. I'm just gonna focus on some other things. I had my fun. I could reach my goal of Vanquish. I wasn't really sure that gaming was where I wanted to work anymore. I just really had the motivation to do anything. So I joined a thing called AGN, Apache Gaming Network, for a bit and did some stuff with them. And then I tried playing some comp again and do stuff for Hidden Talent. Um, really didn't wind up working out. Didn't really have the time for it. So I wound up getting in Volume COD, which is actually still around right now. Worked with them for a bit. And then my big name I made an impact was with Frag actually, which as you can see above me, right? Where is it? Right up there is my Frag SimpLex jersey. Really nice shirt. Um, I was a really good. I worked with them for quite a while actually, managing. That was a lot of fun. But then wound up getting an offer to go back and co-own um, Vanquish with Marshall. So I decided to do that. Went off and actually worked with Marshall for a bit, but wanted to find out that he was super inactive and that I just wasn't something that was going to be able to be pursued and be effective long term for myself, being able to help Vanquish get back to the top with an owner that wasn't really doing much. So I really didn't know, what to make of it or you know, what to do. So I basically just said, whatever. And somehow I got back in XGN again after that. Someone offered me a spot. I did some work with content creative for Eon for a bit. Uh, this is hard to talk about just because of it. I just remember going back then and how hard it was to find somewhere, um, that was, effective in helping me and me being able to help them back at the same time. Um, so I worked at Eon for a bit and then went back with my one friend to work with a client called SGN for a bit. Um, and that really wound up not doing much because it was the same owner that offered us the funding from before that really didn't do anything. So I wound up leaving that and thinking to myself, I don't know what I'm going to do right now with gaming. So I decided to somehow I got back in XGN again. I don't know what the hell I was doing with XGN. Somehow XGN just is drawn. I'm drawn to XGN. XGN is drawn to me for some reason. I don't know why. But I wound up leaving that and wound up becoming a trial sponsorship manager for XS Gaming. Um, and while working with XS, my contract stated that I needed to, if I got a certain amount of sponsors within a certain amount of time, by the end of the next 2 months, I would get a spot, an official spot. So basically, my job was if I don't get enough sponsors um, within that time frame, I don't get to stay on XS. I get dropped basically. So it's basically like working to get them shit, and if I don't fulfill those desires to their extent, then I'm out. So I got an offer from Matrix, who is the owner of Empire Esport, to become the general manager of Empire. So I talked to XS and I was like, yo, can I do sponsorship stuff for you since I'm only a trial manager and I really don't have a guaranteed spot, and also be able to general manage for Empire since Empire was trying to get back to the top as well. And I was told, no, you can't do that. Pick one or the other. So I said, screw this. I'm not going to bother wasting my time trying to get you guys sponsors and not being guaranteed a spot and then getting screwed over, and then the Empire position won't be there. So I left and went to Empire, general managed with them for about a month. And I was told by Matrix that they were going to pick up a top team that was actually going to go somewhere, and then we're going to be working with them against the top. And he never picked up a team. What event was it? Orlando was supposed to come around. He was supposed to pick up a team for Orlando, never did. So after that, he wanted to pick up Prayer and some other guys, and I'm not going to go off on my opinions on them and how they are as players because I'm not going to sit here and talk shit. But those are not the type of players that's going to get them anywhere. And as like I said, right now they're still sitting at the same spot. So for those who criticize my positions and where I left, none of the orgs I've been with, had I had the opportunity to stay, are at a point right now of where I wish I was with them. So not complaining anything for me. I'm glad with all the choices I made. So Empire didn't work out, so I went to the org called Mags Up. Uh, I know a lot of you probably heard of them. They're an upcoming AM org. Did that with my friend for a bit, and then wound up just starting on my own org to try to play comp again. Getting back into comp in AW really wasn't something I just had. You'd have to have a lot of dedication for, and it just didn't work out. So I got the opportunity to go back and try to work with Vanquish for a bit, and like I said, it's still inactive. So I decided my role right now in the scene was to try to help out some other orgs, get themselves to the top, because I feel that for me to try to fit myself in as a competitive player and reach something is not at the point where I have enough time to do that with a girlfriend and work and school and etc. So I don't have time for that. Me to get into the top manager and a top org isn't going to happen because all those spots have been fulfilled. So my only way of getting somewhere is by getting in a top AM org, working with that org, and making sure that I can better them to the best of my ability and get to the top. So after leaving Vex, or not Vex, VQ, I went back to PEX. And I saw PEX was starting to resurrect themselves. I said, if I'm going to hit an org, I'm going to hit up my old fam from PEX Gaming. And we worked really hard, got to a point, said, all right, we have an opportunity to rebrand ourselves. We rebranded ourselves as a team called Ground Zero, right? After rebranding ourselves with Ground Zero, I had an opportunity to bring the team into cutting edge esport. It was their own MLG channel, etc. I was able to bring them in, have partial funding, etc. under a good name. So that was great. And then found out that our other owner, who co-owned it with me, was not all about that, and he wanted to keep Ground Zero. Team was dissolving already. They weren't on the UMG ladder because their roster was splitting up, so they weren't going to be in the UMG playoffs. So that all fell apart. And I was going to stay in Cutting Edge actually and manage, but I felt manage what? You don't even have a team at this point, and I'm not going to be managing anything, and I'm not going to be with my friends or enjoying anything. So I hit up Outlaw, and as you guys know, I was with Outlaw for about the past month and a half, I want to say. I was with Outlaw for quite a while, and within the first week and a half, I was able to acquire Outlaw, their own MLG channel. I was able to acquire Outlaw a bunch of sponsors, set up a team email for them, get new graphics, getting some followers on the team account, basically resurrect the org from nothing on my own. I wanted to test my skills to see where I could get at with the time I had and put in the most effort. So I'm really happy with Outlaw. We left on good terms. Basically, the reason, like I said, for me leaving was just due to the fact that there wasn't much left for me to do at that point for them. They got their team pass purchased for Niagara, and then they're going to Cali. So they really don't need anything from me at this point, and I'm at the point where when I get on Xbox, I at least want to have something to do. I don't have I get on when I get on at this point, but when I get on, I want to be able to do something and work for something. So I'm still technically under contract with them to an extent. I sort of underground manage for them, not really like manage them, but if they need anything, they can hit me up. But since I was the one that invented the whole contract idea and not really bound by it, so we left all on good terms. And I decided to hit up Salvo Gaming, which is where I'm at right now. And the plan for Salvo, like I said, is to better Salvo in the best way possible to get their community side up and running. So I have a position as like a content manager, which is a great spot on the community side for Salvo. And I report with myself and Doc, work to bring new members into stream, content work, create stuff, make videos, play together, get new games out there on different consoles, etc. Basically start up a community for Salvo, which is a really good organization and name. Even from back in Ghost, they had Stain and Stainville and Flawless and and that whole squad that they had. So I'm really, like I said, excited to work with Salvo. I'm not looking to leave it. I really do enjoy being here, and that's basically the plan as of right now, is just to work with them and bring new people in to do content work and streaming, etc. for Salvo, and basically just to stay with Salvo, and hopefully stick with them, and be able to have the same motivation from everybody on all edges to reach the pinnacle of the top at being top org, getting noticed and going out there and winning some events. So, that's really basically all I got for you guys. That is the history of SimpLex in 3 videos. I know it takes a while. I've been around the scene for quite a while. I've had a lot of fun with everybody that I've played with. Everybody that I've met, been great people. I enjoyed all of it, and I'm just looking to stick with Salvo. So I mean, for those of you guys that want to tweet me shit, I'm gonna link you to these videos. When you hit these videos, make sure to watch them, leave them a thumbs up, and if you don't, then stop subtweeting me crap because there's your explanation as to why I've done what I've done. So no reasons really, just bailing for unloyalty. All the reasons that I made and changes have been legitimate or for some specific reason. I'm not a selfish player. A lot of times my management org changes have been me working with somebody else and them making a choice, so therefore I leave. So it's not just me org hopping. So I'm not an org hopper. I'm doing what's best for myself or somebody else. Like always, guys, make sure to leave a like. If you guys got any questions, please leave it in the comments below or tweet me at salvo_simplex. The link for that will be in the description below, and the links to part 1 and 2 will also be in the description below. Make sure to donate to Battle Autism if you guys are looking for a donation to look at, and also if you're getting the controller, make sure to hit up Controller Surge when they come back in a few months. Check them out and use code SimpLex for 5% off. And like always, guys, this has been your boy SimpLex. I'll see you guys in the battlefield or in the next video. Until next time. Peace.